Hey, what's up, boys, and welcome to a new video. So I made a tier list a little time ago, and I thought after AVC, after everything has happened with the meta that's settled now, and force that's coming into play, I thought I'd make an updated one. So that's what I'm gonna do here. So first of all, in this, I'm gonna just put tanks because they do not deserve anything in arena. We're gonna put all the tanks here. Bear. We got this, we got Brumos, we got Prots, and there. Okay, so next up, I actually have played a little bit of Frost. I played a lot of The Walking Dead. So I have a pretty good idea of where Frost DK is. I would say it's probably B tier. It's not useless. It has a place in the meta. Now, maybe not in the meta, but it has a place in PvP. It does an insane amount of burst, but it's about keeping them in that burst and doing the goes as they should be done, so you can actually get some kills done. I think there's only a couple of comps that can play. Now with the Orc buffs, I've seen Orc Frost DK, The Walking Dead, of course, Windwalker Frost DK. You could probably also play Devastation Evoker Frost DK still. So it's only those one-shot comms because it dies very easily, and it doesn't have that much consistent damage either. Next up is Unholy. I think Unholy is weaker than Frost. I've also played a little bit of Unholy. For me, it really doesn't seem good. I still think it's probably B tier. I think it's just a little bit weaker than Frost. B tier is still not great. So yeah, I'll probably put it here. Next up, we have DH. So DH is actually a very interesting one. We saw it a lot in the AVC, and I see it a lot in top ladder. Ellie DH specifically is the comp that's going around a lot. Outside of that, I don't really see DH that much. It does seem strong, but not too strong. It only has a couple of comps, so I'm going to put it in A tier. Next up is Boomy. I've queued a lot of threes. I've queued a lot of solo shuffle, and it's rare that you see Boomies, and that's for a reason. They die very easily, and they don't have the most crazy amount of damage. So I don't think they're great. I think they can be played, so I'm going to put them in B tier. Next up is Feral. So Feral's an annoying spec. This thing has been absolutely crushing it in Season 1. We go over to Season 2, and the same thing happens. AVC on EU was all about Feral Frostmage. So this goes straight to S. Next up is a big healer, Orid. So there's two healers, even after the nerfs, that are still dominating the ladders, and one of them is Orid. So we're going to put Orid up in S. The god form it has is insane. The mana just never drains, and it's so hard to kill. So yeah, I think it's a really, really, really good healer right now, and I'll put it in S. So next up is actually interesting, because we got Orc. Orc recently got some buffs. I've played a little bit with a couple of Orcs and against some Orcs, and it seems interesting. Their one-shot possibilities are huge, and they do decent consistent damage. They do take a little bit of damage. They do not do as much consistent damage as Devastation, but it seems like they have more burst, actually. Pair them with a Frost DK, you can actually do things. I'm not sure if I want to put it in A, actually, or if I want to put it in high B. I think I'll put it in high B for now, right here in between this. Next up, Devastation Evoker. We actually saw a little bit of Devastation Evoker in the AVC. We saw Devastation Evoker Feral, and they did fairly well. So there's no way we can say it's bad. I think I'm gonna have to put it in A. It's more established than Orc, so yeah, I'm putting it in A. And then we have BM Hunter. So BM Hunter is a 1-2-3 spec, and it does a lot with that 1-2-3 spec. It's a spec that you can't really never get rid of, it feels like. And we also see not that much in AVC, but it was here and there. On ladder, it's very, very, very more often you see it, especially in solo shuffle. So I'm going to put this up in S tier. I think it's a great spec. It's very straightforward too, and it has a very good amount of defense. And then we have Marksman Hunter. So Marksman Hunter, unlike BM, is not about consistent damage. It's more about big burst. And oh my, it delivers. It has insane burst potential, and it's a hunter just at BM, so it also has decent defensives and good mobility. I am also going to put it up in S, because it does crush. We also saw it a little bit on the AVC, but it's very dominant in ladder, specifically in solo shuffle. Next up is Survival Hunter. So there's a couple of Survival Hunters going around, mostly in 2s from what I've queued into. And they seem good, but they don't seem as good as BM and Marksman Hunter. So I'm going to put it up in A because it is viable. It is decent, but it's just not better than these specs up here. Then we have Arcane Mage. We actually have triple Frost Mage now, or triple Mage specs now. And Mage as a Windwalker, or in a melee in general, I would say maybe not DH, but outside of that, it is so frustrating to play because they have an infinite amount of mobility, it seems like. Arcane Mage is really, really good. Arcane Surge is just such a strong burst. So I'm going to put it up. I want to put it up in... I'm not sure if I'd put it in A or put it in S, but I think I'll keep it in A for now. Then we have Fire Mage. I honestly don't think Fire Mage is a bad spec. I think it's good. I just think that Arcane Mage and specifically Frost Mage overshadows it big time. I queued into various Fire Mages, and of course they are a little bit squishier than Frost Mage, but they're still very strong. I'll put it in low A. Maybe it's a B tier, but I could be a little bit biased here because I'm a Windwalker and it's just frustrating playing into mages. But I'll put it in low A for now. Then we have the best spec in the game. This thing has been so good the whole season, and it keeps on being good even after nerfs. It's going straight to S, and it's going top of S immediately. Let's put healer to it then. Then we have Mistweaver. Mistweaver is not really that great. It dies very easily. It doesn't have that much healing. It has Cocoon, which is a big ability, but then there's other healers just have way better CDs. I'm going to put this at B tier. We have H-Pella. H-Pella is actually kind of interesting. We see it a little bit in the AVC. It's here and there, but it's very obvious that it's not as strong as Orid or H-Priest. It doesn't have as many comps it can play because it doesn't do as much healing and output. So I'm going to put it in A tier because I do think it's viable. I think it's good, but there's just 2 healers that are literally gods. Next up is Reds. So Reds got majorly buffed. And all NA was in the AVC was Red War. That was the comps that was dominating. So this shit is going straight to S. Before, I think it was kind of like in between A and B. And then with the buffs, it goes straight to S. It has so much utility. It's a range spec now, so it doesn't have to rely that much on mobility. And it's just really, really strong. Next up at this is Disc. Disc is a good spec. Holy just overshadows it. Same with Frost Mage specs. So I think we're gonna put this in A. I think it's better than Holy. It's still really, really solid. Having 2 PSs, which you can use through stuns, is just really, really strong. Holy, I talked about this before. We're going straight to S. It's a really, really strong spec. These 2 are definitely competing for the throne. It's kind of even, I would say. Like, in the comps wise, you see them each as much. Maybe Orid has a little bit of an edge. But yeah, they're super, super strong. We have S-Priest. So, the problem with S-Priest is there's a lot of melees that are really good right now that absolutely shreds S-Priest. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it does do great output, but into certain matchup, it's just really, really tough for them. I'm going to put him low A. Then we have Rogue. So, recently, I'm not sure why, actually, because Forsets was here like 2 weeks ago, but Asa Athlete has actually been a lot on the ladder in 3s right now. It seems strong, but it doesn't seem as strong as some other specs. I'm going to put this, maybe I regret it, but I'll put it in high A, mid to high A. I think it can do very, very well, but I think there's other specs that are a little bit better. Among those specs, I think is Outlaw. So, Frost Mage is really strong. You know what Frost Mage is good with? Rogue. Outlaw has the most amount of control as Rogue, so it's really, really strong with Outlaw. I'm going to put it in S. I'll put it in lowest of S tier, because it seems like it does get a little bit overshadowed by Feral. So yeah, we'll put it here for now. Then we have Subrog. Subrog is a weird one. You don't almost see no Subrogs around, but the ones that you see around, they always do so good. So it's kind of weird to me why not more people play it, but it might be the same situation with Frost Mage, with Mage, with Priest. It just gets overshadowed by some other specs that are stronger in the same class. I am gonna put it in A. I'll put it low of A, but I do think it's really, really good. Then we have Ellie. I have a problem with Ellie's, boys, because whenever there's an Ellie in the game, same with Frost Mage, the game is gonna be 5 minute plus. We saw so many games in AVC and EU go to like 10 minutes. And it's so boring because nothing dies and everything does infinite damage. Ellie's among them. I'm gonna put Ellie straight up to S. I'll put it at the third best spec because I really, really think it's super, super strong. Then we have Inha. I played a little bit threes with Inha Windwalker yesterday, and it does a lot of damage when it has uptime. But key word there is uptime, because if you're fighting Frost Mages, if you're fighting Wizards where it's hard to have that uptime, you're gonna have a hard time. I because of that, I do think it's not that great. I'll put it in A, maybe top of A. I'll put it here for now. Yeah, it's just, it does a lot of damage if you have uptime. If you can connect, it's really shredding, but it's also very squishy. So into double melees, as you must have just thought right there, it's good. No, because it kind of gets shredded by Windwalkers, by Warriors, by Reds. There's a lot of specs that just absolutely shred it. Then we have Resto Shaman. We almost, on EU region, I feel like on NA you actually see it more, but on EU there's just not that many of them. And it seems like that is for a reason, because whenever I queue into them, it's way easier than when I queue into these two specs up here, or even these specs. It probably is viable, so I think I should put it in low A, but I'm kind of in between here. But I'll put it in lowest of A. Then we have Affliction Warlock. As I said earlier, I've seen a lot of Athlete Asa recently, and it does well. It has a lot of damage, but it does get controlled a lot by certain melees, which is what is holding it back, in my opinion. I'm gonna put it in A because I do think it's viable. I think it's better than these three specs, so I'll put it right here. Demonog. Demonog is actually surprising to me that I see so many of them on ladder, but so little in AVC. Because they're so super tanky, they do really good damage, and they have good control. Pair that also with their good mobility, it's a great spec. Just because of the basis that we don't see them at highest CR on ladder, and I don't see an AVC, I'll put it pure. I'll put it better than Athlete because I do think it is. But still in mid A tier. Destro. Destro is a gimmick spec in my opinion. It seems like it one shot. It does insane amount of damage with the bolts. It can do 3 to 4 million bolts, and you get 2 of those off. You can literally just one shot someone, right? But it's hard to get that shit off, and for that reason, not a lot of people play it. It kind of gets cooked over by some melees. I don't think for that reason it's that great. I might put it in B tier. I think I will put it in B tier right here. I feel like Frost DK is not that bad. We'll keep it there. And we have Arms Warrior. This scenario has been there a couple of times before. I talked about it. It's a great spec, but there is a spec in the same class that's just better. That's the guy beside it. I think Arms DK or Arms Warrior is really, really strong. Every single global you do feels like it's meaningful because it's all big damage. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I'll put it here between these two. I think it's a great spec. I just think Furry's better. Talk about Furry. Furry is really, really strong, man. It has uptime. It absolutely crushes. The executes can kill you from 35-40% to 0 because it chunks 2 times. It can hit you for like 2 million each. It hits so hard. Rampage as well. It's so strong. It has great mobility, decent defensives, and great utility as well. So we'll put it straight up to S tier. I think here is fair. And then the last spec here, we have Windwalker Monk. Windwalker Monk is my main, as you might know. I think it's a great spec. I love how it is this season. We haven't been this strong in I don't even know how long, but it's been some time. It has insane amount of consistent damage and really good burst. Pair that also with good defensives. It also has good mobility, and it sounds like this might be the greatest spec ever, right? But the thing it lacks compared to other specs is it has one stun. It doesn't have a lot of CC, which is what really holds it back. And then also, as a melee in a Frost Mage meta, it can be a struggle. Because even when you're one of the melees with the most mobility, Frost Mage just simply has more. It's still really great, and I cannot lie about it, and I cannot say it's not an S tier spec, because I do think it is. I think it fits really good here in mid S tier. That's where I would think it is. And this is actually looking kind of great to me. We have no one in C tier. There might be a couple of specs you could take down, but I do think all of these specs can be played into or with decent comms into like decent high MMR as well. So yeah, that's my tier list. I hope you enjoyed the video, boys. If you disagree or agree, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.